Nexus 5 connected to the car, and everything that you see here is being created on the phone and sent across. We're connected via USB to the car. And what you see here is the overview. So this shows contextually relevant suggestions when you're connected to the car. And then along the bottom we also have navigation, communication, media apps, and car apps. So here you can see a navigation suggestion and also a music playlist suggestion. So we take a look here at music. This is Google Play Music. You can see an audio action bar across there, so you can play music really easily. Just pause that. And obviously previous next track, as well as particular actions specific to Google Play Music. And we also have a menu structure that's really easy to use while you're driving or in a car. So you've got Listen Now, Playlist, Radio, and Queue. So these are things you would expect in Google Play Music. We also have support for third-party apps. So all of these apps are actually installed on this phone, and they're using the SDK to be able to provide an interface while you're in the car. So if we take a look at one of these, say Joyride, you'll notice here the colors are different, the iconography is different, the menu structure is different. So by using the SDK, the developer can customize the experience that you get when you're in the car. And you'll see all of these have different UI. So Spotify has its particular green coloring and the menus you would expect if you're familiar with that app. So we also have communication and navigation. So in navigation, I can just press the button on the steering wheel here. Navigate to Alamo Square.
Navigating to Alamo Square, San Francisco.
So while I'm still easily driving, I can start navigation.
In 600 feet, use any lane to turn right onto 4th Street.
And let's say I was in another application, maybe I was on a phone call. What you'll see is a heads-up notification. So
use any lane to turn right onto 4th Street.
I could be on a call, unable to hear the turn-by-turn notifications, and I would actually see this and know that there's something I need to pay attention to. So I'll just mute this for a moment. We have alternate routes, so taking into account current road traffic conditions, we can suggest different ways to get to your destination. And maybe you have a preferred way to go somewhere, or you want to go somewhere on the way, you can select that. And this is the, yeah.
So must all the input be by touch, or it can be completely by voice?
It depends what you're trying to do. There's some voice controls, so you could stop navigation, set destinations, play music, send text messages. Well, they're not text but spoken messages. For things like selecting alternate routes, at the moment it's touch interface.
Okay.
And then here you can see adapted Google Maps interface. So you can see lane guidance here, so turn right using the right 3 lanes. The time of arrival taking into account road traffic conditions. So I'll just quit this. And again up here, by looking at the menu in this app, it's very simple. You can see suggestions. So these are places you're likely to go, like home or work, businesses you've interacted with on Google or Google Maps in the past. So you can access those really easily. And then we have categories, so places you're likely to want to go to while you're driving. And you can also turn traffic on or off for the entire map as well. And then when you're parked, there's also a keyboard. And this works just like a keyboard would on Google Maps on Android. So you can start typing and you get suggestions back there, and you can select those.
Can you show the phone features?
Yeah, let's take a look. So here we've got people you may want to call. You can place calls quite simply, or you could plop a keypad, dial a number, and then incoming calls you'll get a notification.
Is this a standalone on the dashboard, or is it actually connected and run on your mobile phone?
So everything you see here is actually being run through the mobile phone. But obviously the car is part of the system here. The button on the steering wheel activates the microphone, which is in the car. It's using the car's speakers. And when you're driving, we could use wheel sensor data and GPS data to provide you with accurate location.
I see. So literally what is this is that the car provides the screen, hardware button controls, and certain sensors that the phone doesn't provide. But the CPU and processing is still done on the phone itself.
Yeah, obviously the car itself has a CPU and is doing processing.
Yeah.
But the actual rendering of the application and the execution of the apps is all happening here.
Phone, right.
So those third-party apps I showed you, they are the same app that is on my phone when I'm not in my car.
Right.
So
Yeah, so the thing is that in a case whereby another passenger is trying to use the phone, right, does it disrupt the Android Auto system on the car?
Yeah, when you're connected into the system,
Correct.
this phone is no longer used. It just sits down here,
Okay,
and you would have to disconnect to interact with the phone.
okay. So nobody can actually kind of interact with that phone, right?
That's correct.
I
The
see.
idea is you sort of put the phone away and then interact with the system while you're driving on this screen.
So the port that connects to the car actually also charges the device, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And then at the top you can see the current battery indicator and signal.
I see.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Cool.